Take this opportunity of thanking Ajit Annasab Jole, not only for giving us an office space and also for making this meeting here, conducting it here so nicely. The broad outline of the Golden Jubilee, if you see when you go through, when Mr. Balaji gives the presentation, the concept was that we celebrate round the year. But we also had a condition that we will not disturb the educational itinerary of the school board. So, and second thing was this activity is what we are taking in Golden Jubilee should be scalable for the years to come. So what he is going to talk about it, you will find that round the year, every week we are going to have some Golden Jubilee activity, we are going to have some items, and which will go on continuing.
Having hosted this beautiful meeting, and it's a wonderful opportunity given to all of us to just talk to all of you. I'm not going to take much of, sir. So I'm just going to just talk about what we had left out last time. We had gone ahead. Programs have already been sort of initiated. The request letter is just going to him. He's going to be the guest of honor, and the governor will be the possible chief guest for the conference. Then first day cover release, we have approached the postal department. He's pending to direct the postal.
So next point is with all serving officers making one single visit. Only glitch I see is however much we are trying to update the address list, the mobility is so high as far as service officers is concerned. It is difficult for us to catch up. So some help will be required in this matters. At least in the form of blue book, then we can go to the directorates and get the address, something like that.
From the MS branch, I just go down. I just have to enter Sainik School Bijapur and we'll get a list of all our boys from there.
So great.
And I'll send that to you.
Okay.
So great.
So we for the services also. I'll tell Purandare also in Delhi, and I will tell the airport.
So one more request was there. If we can get the center commandants' names and addresses, we want to write to them to get the banners for the mess, because one of the desires is to make it look service establishment. And so all of the corridors, mess and all, we'll pay for it if required, but we'll request them. We'll write the duos, but we want the addresses.
And part of the MOD establishment. Would it be possible for us to get the Southern Command DPR, Director of Postal Services, to take on the first day cover release aspect? Or do we need to go through the state government and through the Postmaster General Karnataka? I thought it would be possible for us to go through the army
agencies are not met, like they are young children and they are tender. I have a sincere request, can the defense set up, since it sets in, officers come in, can we have a tie with armament to cover?
What about this second one?
Second one.
Second one. Yeah.
Too busy.
You can eliminate those sportsmen from the top.
Yeah, this is what has been suggested initially.
I think this is generally okay.
Parents, we have hockey here, because hockey is a
Sport in the school. We are doing
so
well.
we can have hockey here, then it will be more appropriate. That is what has been one of the suggestions.
So one more was there. Local on it.
Yeah, I'm just showing.
For selecting, I think somebody from the school can go and see those bicycles and shortlist any one of them.
Will be a permanent asset.
That will be a permanent asset in the school. What we would like to have is some cycle stand outside each houses. So, say particular number of cycles will be allotted to each house.
No, but let me just interrupt and say, look, so nice, you come up with an idea, but do it.
12th standard. So this kit details have been circulated later on. Copy will be given to all of you. Then second activity as a part of the Golden Jubilee, we want to conduct several debate, elocution and quiz competitions, also speech competitions, then essay competition, drawing and painting competitions. This will be done for sub-junior, junior and senior levels. The entire activity, prizes, expenses related to this will be sponsored by me and my institution. We will be taking ahead so that this activity becomes a part of the Golden Jubilee. The prizes also will be sponsored by us.
They're basically books and it will be sponsored by the Maxim Pro.
And one important point, what I wanted the school to have is eminent personalities from the state and outside the state and outside the country to visit the school and give a talk every month on one fixed day. The reason why this is being thought of is these people must come here, understand about our school and go back as a small ambassador of our school to whichever place they belong to. So that the idea of the school, the amount of defense personnel it prepares and the way it is preparing will spread the word around the entire state. So we will be selecting about 12 eminent personalities who are top level scientists, very top level academicians, filmmakers from various fields. These people will come. First session of interaction will be with the students, but they will give a talk. Second session we want them to address the staff, have an interaction session with the staff, so that the staff and the students have a cross exchange of ideas apart from the regular thing what they are doing, I mean defense and other things. So this will be costing us close to about a lakh plus rupee. Part of it we will be sponsoring, part of it we will ask the AAA or some other society to sponsor. Thank you. Very good.
You know something, but I think the whole idea that Raju is espousing is novel, in the sense that he says that he's giving an idea and he says, I take on the responsibility.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of us, we're all giving ideas, but we're not taking the responsibility. I like the way he says. He argues a point, gives out its like technology growth in the school. He says, I will take on the project, it's going to cost 4.5 lakhs. I'm responsible for generating the funds, for establishing it, and overall I'm responsible. I like that idea. So I think we should all work on this rather than fall on that other model that we all just debated. Happens that that nebulous idea remains a nebulous idea till the critical day itself. So I'm starting by saying that this year's Founders Day must be a rehearsal in all its manifestations to the maximum extent possible. Now, let me start with adventure, because that's, I think, kind of, an issue that's being discussed. This year on the Founders Day, I will deploy the entire adventure assets of the Indian Army to showcase what it will be like for the next year. I'll have a regular skydiving, we'll have regular parachuting there, we will have paramotors, we'll have hot air balloonings. All that I will bring this time. I'll move them to Belgaum, I'll get them to Pune, and then swing them into this site. So that is something that I will coordinate on this 16th itself, and all of you all can then tell what modifications you want, whatever suggestions you have, we will further refine upon it. So that is something that the principal could then, depending upon how is, because it takes time. So I'm going to target this year as a final rehearsal for the next year's Golden Jubilee. Sir, am I right if I do that?
Yeah.
Okay. The second thing that I'm looking at is that we need to train some intrinsic capability to perform for the Golden Jubilee event. Case in point that I have two things that I can tell which I can train myself is, first is a good band. Like the Bits Pilani band today is the best in the country. So we have more than a year now. So I will send the bandsmen from Pachmadi, whom I control, to Sainik School Bijapur. They will get sample equipment, some pipes and some drums and some, clarinets and some blowing instruments. And then the school could, then get some more equipment, and over a period of 1 year, we should have a full-fledged band, military band in our school. So this is something that, I can execute immediately within, let's say, a month's time, we can go about it. Second showcasing we can do is a gymnastics display. For our Golden Jubilee, I would say at least about 30 to 35 students of ours must be in a mode of high performance of gymnastics, doing triple somersaults and triple backflips and high horses and things like that. To train them all, I will send the staff to the school. I will send some equipment also from the AIPT from Pune to the school. But I just need the principal's support that he identifies some good students starting from 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th, leave the 10th, 11th, 12th because they are preparing for their examinations. So the school culturally must have a good gymnastics display team. I think these two events which take time, they are long, preparatory periods are required for it, but I will send the trainers to train the staff and also share some equipment which will then enable your programs to function. Third is the slides that Basuraj was saying. I think we can help you all in that. So instead of spending 14 lakhs, and I will ensure that the school is trained adequately in all these disciplines, the slide that the principal very rightly pointed out here. So these are some of the major issues that I thought from my own department I can share with you all. Certain other things that I thought that we could do is, like for example, the entire signposting of the school campus, showcasing the signboards and signpostings and all. I could send some of the good draftsmen of the army today to come and start working on it. But the resources will have to be made available by the school, so that the get-up of the school comes up in a manner befitting the big event. And we can't wait for September of next year. It has to start by the closing months of this year. It takes good 6 to 8 months to come up in that whole mode. The other issue which I think is very important is the monsoons are going to start now. This monsoon is a crucial monsoon, and all our arboriculture plan that we wish to kind of generate so that it fructifies for the Golden Jubilee must be put in place this year. So a lot of preparatory work can be done, for which we can again give you some supervisory staff. You'll be glad to know that in our own area, Bagalkot has now got the Horticulture University. And I've just a few days back gone and addressed the faculty and the university there, and they are quite willing to come to Bijapur and ensure that all flower-bearing, fruit-bearing, whatever orchards you want to set up this monsoons, they will assist us in that particular thing. So the arboriculture plan of the school for the Golden Jubilee can be set right, and the Vice Chancellor is a very positive gentleman, and he can help us in that particular thing. Then for all your rehearsals of your martial activities like drills, your parades and all other disciplines that the school are there, we could send you the staff. I mean, I can send instructors from various academies to come into Bijapur. All that you have to tell is when you want them, and then you start preparing for them. So, in fact, I was saying that this year is what we should be targeting. And let me conclude before you say that I'm speaking a lot, that I would say this year's Founders Day, we must try and get maximum 90%, I'm targeting at 90% serving officers to come in full regalia, in uniform for the parade this time. Because the move sanction for all officers is eye control. I can give for, let's say, 400 officers today to come into, descend on the school for this particular event. So we should target to get this year large number of serving Naval, Air Force and Army officers to be in uniform at this time on the 16th of September this year. I can't say for next year because the situation is going to change next year. But this year, if it's going to be a rehearsal, I would recommend that we get maximum serving officers also who are today. Wherever they may be, from Glacier down to Andaman, I will move them into they'll all come on by air, they'll fly into Bijapur, to Belgaum, Hubli or Bangalore, wherever it is. And so the school doesn't have to pay any amount for anyone. Neither does the officer have to pay from his pocket anything. So it will be a free of cost for all the serving officers to come. And you will have a grandstand where, you showcase the kind of military officers of all three services who have come into that. Last but not the least is your the dignitaries. I don't know if there's a debate that's going to take place as to who should be the the chief guest. I would personally believe for the Golden Jubilee there should be none other than the President. But next is the choice for this year, very important. Whom are you going to get as the chief guest? Because this is a run-up for the main event. So whichever the August gathering, the board decides we must get someone meaningful to come this time, and of course the President for the final. So I thought I'll conclude by saying that the program that the principal has made is excellent. But